Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when the next video drops. Today we are currently in the northeast section of Philadelphia, PA. We're in Tacony, the neighborhood titled Tacony. We're on Torresdale Avenue right now, passing Torresdale Dental Associates and Joseph A. Sanuth Funeral Home on my left. We're at the intersection of Princeton Ave and Torresdale Ave. I don't have a set point of destination. I'm just gonna zigzag through the neighborhood just so that you guys can get an idea of what Tacony looks like. Now, I do wanna make note, we're not gonna be able to cover the whole entire Tacony today in one sitting. But if you do wanna see more Philadelphia hood tours, I have a playlist with over 200 plus hood tours covering all sections of the city, including the Tacony section. So you guys can check that out. All right, we're now approaching Tyson Ave. I'm gonna make a right on Tyson Ave. We'll zigzag through this half for a little bit and then we'll cross back over Torresdale Ave and zigzag through the half that's closer to the 95. I'm gonna make this left right here on Marsden Street, 6900 block of Marsden Street. Northeast Philadelphia is usually a pretty quiet, tight-knit community for the most part. I know lately it's been getting some bad reputation because of the youngsters committing crimes, but I know it's usually pretty clean compared to other areas of Philly. So as always, I don't know all the information, all the historical facts, values, etc., etc. I don't know it all. So you guys are more than welcome to comment your memories, your thoughts. If you guys want to help me out, feel free to leave that in the comment section. That's why I leave the comment section open. All right, we're crossing over Marsden. Got some garages on my right. We're approaching Longshore Ave. On my left-hand side, we got the United States Post Office, Toconi Station. All right, we're gonna go up another block. On the left-hand side, you see somebody has their trunk open selling some memorabilia, it's USPS clothing? What? Yo, did they just have their trunk popped open selling USPS gear? At first I thought he had like sports gear. He had USPS skellies, sweaters, zip-ups, it looked like pants. I don't know if he was selling them to the staff there or if it was open to all, but the way he had it on display, it's almost like it was open to anyone who wanted to come park up and buy a United States Postal Service hoodie. That's one heck of a hoodie. All right, y'all, so we're next to Toconi Library on my left-hand side, as you guys can see. I'm gonna cross over to the 6700 block of Marsden. I'm gonna approach with caution because this is a two-way street and sometimes people fly through these streets. Gotta be very cautious. The library looks pretty nice. It has the glass rear. On my right-hand side, we got two-story homes. On my left-hand side, we got two-story homes. But the two-story homes on my left-hand side are more leveled, are more closer to the ground than the ones on the right. The ones on the right seem to have a raised lawn. You see how they got stonework surrounding their lawn, and the ones on the left got porches. The ones on the right got porches, but the ones on the right have the A-top porches. The ones on the left have flat top porches. And this building on my left, the two-story, has a third floor. So I don't know if that was an additional add-on that was, added on throughout the years. We're next to R&R Mini Market. I'm gonna let this vehicle go by. Thank you, sir. He allowed me to cross. Alright, so it's one-sided parking, but you'll notice that you do have some people parked on the sidewalk. I guess they are the homeowners of that house and they need a quick spot to park. It looks like some people got side parkings on my left. The people on my left got side driveways. Yeah, right next to everyone's house, I also see more cars. It must be trash day because I see the trash out. Yeah, it's probably trash day. In Philadelphia, there's different trash days every day of the week for different neighborhoods. I don't know how it works in every other city. For all I know, it could be the same. But Yeah, right now we're on McGee Ave. I'm gonna go up one more block and then I'll make a right and zigzag. Yeah, there's a website, there's a Philadelphia website where you can look up the trash day and know what trash day is to what neighborhood. I think they operate Monday through Saturday. I think they're off Sundays. I've never really seen a trash truck come through on a Sunday, unless it was like a holiday the day before or something, but not even. I think Sundays they're off there. Check out these houses on my right compared to the ones on my left. The ones on my left are 2-story homes, brickwork, a little bit of cobblestone, a little bit of shingle. Let's go up one more block and then we'll come back around, just so you guys can see these houses on my right. The ones on my right, they're 3-story, right? But they have A-tops. They have the beautiful stonework around the doorway. They have shingles up top. Wow, very interesting. And they're bigger than the ones on the left. Hey guys, I just passed a whole Tupperware full of fishing rods. For all of you guys who like fishing rods, it looked like somebody just gave up on the sport, because there was literally, that's worth some money. You could put that on OfferUp or on Craigslist and just sell that whole bin for 20, 30 bucks or more. But you know, if it's free, it's for me. So hey, you ain't paying nothing for it. So you can be like $25 the best offer, and if they give you 20, hey, you just made 20 bucks from picking them up and reselling them. There was like, to be honest, like a dozen or so fishing rods. I don't know if they were in good shape or what, but yeah. All right, so let's make this right. Dittman. We have now approached the 6400 block of Dittman. Let me make it right here. There's no turn on red sign, so we could turn on red. We have a police officer right here on my left-hand side. It looks like there's a cemetery. You see, I don't know if he lives in the neighborhood, if he's responding to a call. On my right, you see, again, 2-story homes, lawns, porches. We're passing Hellerman Street, Dittman and Hellerman. I don't think there was a stop sign. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a stop sign there. On my left-hand side, these houses have garages. They have their own garage with their own little driveway. The ones on the right don't have a garage or don't have a driveway, so that kind of sucks. It's a bummer. You see your neighbors across the street working out their garage, and you're just like sitting on your porch like, cry me a river, cry me, cry me. All right, we're on Dittman and McGee Ave. Crossing over McGee. Approach with caution. We have a scrap truck on my left. You see the truck with the railings? That's definitely a scrap truck, AKA a work truck. He makes some money from it, you know, while doing some work on the side. That's a huge tree on my left. It's like 100 years old. So I believe this half, when you cross over Tyson, we're on this half of Tyson. We're closer to, I guess, the south half of Tyson, because you can cross over to the north half of Tyson. This half seems to have mismatched houses, mismatched stylization, and whatnot, right? But when you cross over to the other half of Tyson, a lot of those homes are more uniform. This looks more like the hood area of Tacony. To my knowledge, Tacony was an Irish community. I believe Irish, there might have been some Polish, and there might have even been, let's cross over here. We're on North Street, Dittman and North, and there may have been some Italians. On the left-hand side, we got Dittman Gardens. That looks like an apartment, something of that nature. I'm able to drive a little bit slower here because there's no traffic behind me, but when there's traffic behind me, I gotta speed it up some for tailgaters. We're on Longshore and Dittman. On my left-hand side, we have a public school. Wow, it looks like a very historic public school because the whole building's made with stonework. On my right-hand side, we got Nick's Auto Body, quality craftsmanship for over 35 years. That's a beautiful classic car right there. I'm not too much into the foreigns, but it definitely does look nice, well kept. And that building, that little body shop, look at the woodwork that's on the building. And you got like wood paneling. That's pretty nice for an auto body shop. I've never seen something like that on an auto body shop. Okay, so we are now approaching Diston Street and Dittman Street. On the right hand side, you'll see a Philadelphia Water Department truck. It looks like he may or may not be cleaning up something to do with the sewage. Right there, he's over the sewer. Yeah, and that truck with the crane on it, I think they pull stuff out of the sewage. So check out another Jaguar. Yeah, old school Jag. $300 fine if you don't clean up after your dog. We're on Dittman and Tyson Ave. Now I could continue zigzagging around, make a left and come up Glen Lock. I think I'm gonna go straight so that you guys can see the more uniform area that I was talking about. We're on Tyson. Tyson Ave is a main avenue, so you gotta be very cautious. People drive like it's a highway here. So I'm gonna approach with caution. Got this Mercedes bus driving by. All right, here we go. Any day now. Somebody cue the SpongeBob voiceover. 12 hours later. I think we made it. Yep. Ninja, we made it. All right, y'all. So we're on the other half of Tyson. And as you can see, first thing foremost, you see gigantic trees. This block must look beautiful in the summer. Like with all the leaves, you probably got maximum shade. You come outside, you ain't got to worry about getting a suntan because look how big these trees are. The houses, pretty uniform for the most part. Pretty uniform. I see a couple of them have a little bit different stylization, but for the most part, they were pretty uniform. They have closed porches, not open ones like the other blocks. Looks like they have driveways too. Yeah, they have driveways and back alleyways. Okay, we're on Dittman and Princeton Ave. Oh, wow, no way. I see this Corvette. I should have slowed down so y'all could see it. This Corvette had the most gigantic wing of a lifetime. Now, I know wings are supposed to help with downforce, but it was really unnecessary. It looked like it turned the Corvette into a shopping cart. It was huge. I don't like wings like that, especially on, I'm not a big Corvette fan, but you can definitely deface a Corvette if you put a gigantic sports wing on it. It was like a Fast and the Furious wing on like a stock Corvette. Friendship Street. Yeah, Friendship Street. I'm gonna take it up again. Shout out to Florida. I see Florida tags on my left. I see New York tags. Shout out to New York. We're on Dittman and Wellington Street. Wellington. I believe this is the block that I bought my 1989 Honda CRX SI from, 5-speed. I think I bought it from a gentleman here about 9 years ago. Yeah, I think this was definitely the block. The funny story about that is I found it online. They're super hard and rare to come by. So when I saw that, I knew I had to have it. I didn't have nobody to bring me down here, and my wife was working at the time, so she couldn't drive the other vehicle back. So I can't drive two vehicles back, right? We're on Dittman and Cottman. Check out those houses across the street. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Super long lawns compared to other areas of Philly. Yeah, so I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to drive two vehicles back. So what did I do? I took my 20-inch Harrow, my BMX bike. I got on my bike. I pedaled myself from North Philly all the way down here. And then I remember approaching the dude's house, telling him I'm my friend. He came outside and I was on my bicycle. And I looked at it. I took it for a test drive. I had tags in my book bag. I brought an extra set of license plate and everything. After test driving it, I paid the man his funds. I slapped the tags on the vehicle. And I took my 20-inch BMX bike and I threw it in the trunk. And mind you, if you know anything about cars, you know that CRXs are two-seaters. They're not big at all. They're like teeny-weeny Matchbox cars. They're like the smart cart before smart cars were out, right? Next to the Festiva, of course. Festiva is pretty tiny, the Ford Festiva. Making a left on Glenlock. So I threw the bicycle in the back and drove all the way home with a bicycle like blocking my rear view and everything, but it was well worth it. I got rid of that car last year. Had it for about a good 9 years. Restored it the best I could. Painted it, did the body work, bought, you know, a couple OEM parts that needed to be replaced, and boom. It was a good car. Ice cold AC, that was the selling point for me. Anything with ice cold AC, sold. All right, guys. So check out this block right here. This block right here is pretty uniform. It's the 7100 block of Glenlock Street. Crossing over. It's pretty uniform. Look at the stylization is straight, at least halfway through, because it looks like the other half of the block they switched it up. I wonder what's the story behind that. Does anybody know what's the story behind that? Do any of my older residents that lived in this neighborhood? I mean, that's probably like what? When were these homes built? 1940s, 1930s? I know a lot of the homes from North Philly were built 1920s. These don't look like 1920 style homes, unless they were, and they just got the better style homes in 1920s. But right here on my right, you see how it switches up? Then on my left, it switches up. Then there's a couple spaces. There's not spaces because there was abandoned houses there. There's spaces because I guess that's just the design of the neighborhood. There's even a big garage. This person right here had a garage. And not everybody was fortunate enough to have a garage in a house. So what's the story behind that? Like, why is there mismatched facades, or like facade, or I don't know, whatever you call it. But the front facing of the house, there's different stylization. It's weird. You would think that they would have kept it like uniform, completely straight through. The houses on my left have flat surface lawns. As you can see, their lawns are level to the ground. You can see their little grassy lawn. Now the lawn on my right is raised. It's raised about 3 feet. And they have a little grassy patch in front of their house. They all got closed porches. Some have open ones. You see the ones on my right? But then goes back to the closed ones like the ones on my left. Isn't a closed porch called a patio? Look at this house on my right. It looked like they did some stucco work. Yeah. It doesn't look that bad. At least they made an attempt to take care of their home. All right. So we're back on Tyson. All right, let's see if we can cross this. It's like playing Frogger. Every time you cross one of these main avenues, especially like on my left-hand side, there's this little Impala that was blocking. There's an X zone. The purpose of that X zone, ladies and gentlemen, is to allow the drivers that's coming from, you know, up the street to see left and to see right. If you park on that X zone, you're actually impeding the vision of the driver. So then we got to wean ourselves in, and, you know, that could be an accident. All right, we have some garages on my left, a little rinky-dink, look like storage unit type garages. On my right, we got Diston Recreation Center. We're on Diston and Glenlock. Just go up. We're crossing over to the 6900 block of Glenlock. We have Keystone Academy Charter School on my left-hand side. On my right-hand side, it looks like we have a playground. A park, playground, swing set, sitting area, and more. All right, we are on Longshore Ave and Glenlock Street. We have this older gentleman smoking his cigarette. No problem, buddy. He waved. That's cool. Not everybody has that common courtesy to wave. But then again, not everybody lets people go by the way that I do. All right, so check it out. We got like 4 little teeny cute 2-story houses here. We got 2-story houses on my right with a different design. We got another 2-story houses on my left with a different design. So they mix and matched the whole neighborhood up a little bit. You got an Eagles fan right here. He stuck the Eagles graphic on his rear windshield. Deaf child area. Drive carefully. Speed limit 25 miles per hour. Watch out for children. We're now approaching the 6700 block of Glenlock. Let me cross over this with ease. I think this is Hellerman. I can't see. I don't think there's a street sign on this block. We have a black cat. Looks cool, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's old. Well, Not old to some of you, but that's old to some of the younger viewers. You know when I realized that I started getting old? When some of my jokes don't relate to the younger viewers anymore. Like, they don't know the shows I'm talking about. They don't know the cartoons I'm talking about. Like, I'm only 32 years young, y'all. But some of these kids that are 15, 16, 17, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And then, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you feel old. Our daughter's making a difference. Go Army. So somebody was proud that their daughter was in the Army, and they stuck a picket sign on their lawn that said what I just said. So they're proud that their daughter is serving the country. There's a shovel right there on the side. Looks like a pretty good shovel too. Yep. Doesn't look that bad. Yeah, you got some wooden furniture right here. It's all in pieces. I guess that's why they're throwing it away. Got a lot of people parked on the sidewalk here on the left-hand side. I guess they just don't care. They're like, listen, we need our parking regardless. The only downside to that is if there's somebody with a wheelchair that's trying to go by on that side of the street, now they got to roll across the street in order to find a clear pathway. PPA usually gives tickets for that. Like, I've gotten a ticket for that in a neighborhood just like this for parking on the sidewalk, and they gave me a ticket. So I don't know what's up with that, but McGee Ave. We're gonna make a right on McGee Ave. I'm gonna go up Jackson. We're on McGee, approaching Jackson Street. See an airplane up top. I'm not even sure if y'all can see that. Jackson and McGee. I'm gonna make a right. On my left, oh, you can't make a right. It's no outlet. No outlet on my right. No, it's actually do not enter on my right. No outlet on my left. That was the cemetery. I was salty. The Toconi Masonic Temple on my left-hand side, located on Gillespie. And what's this, McGee, right? All right, so check out this block. Looks pretty uniform. Now, this is a fully uniform block. Both sides got the same lawns. Both sides got the same stylization. Both sides look pretty much the same, minus the tiny influences in decor that they put, like on the lawn. For example, some people use different gates. Some people use different, let me see. What else is different? Yeah, they painted their doorway entrance, the brickwork around it differently. Some have shingles, some have aluminum siding around their doorways. So I guess that gives them a little bit of personalization. However, a majority of the buildings look the same. We're on Ave. Crossing over Unra. Autistic child area. Wow, I didn't even know that they made those signs. I was discussing the other day how I have several symptoms or several signs. Like if you look up the autistic list, like signs of being autistic, I think it gives you like 10, it depends on what website, it gives you like 10 or 15 different signs, and I don't have all of them, but I do have like 6 or several of them. I've never been diagnosed, but many of those things I can clearly relate to, so it's kind of intriguing. Gillespie. On my right hand side, we got J&J Deli Grocery, and we have a building on my left. What's this, a school? Yeah, what's the name of the school, y'all? I'll allow y'all to name that school. It's like Pokemon. Name that Pokemon. Man, I remember I used to watch that stuff in 1999 and 2000. I stopped watching it though because they started involving too many new Pokemon. We're on Longshore Ave and Gillespie. Yeah, I liked it when I think it was like 150 or 151. Now I think there's like 1,000 or 2,000. Oh no, they did too much. Like, come on. No way I'm gonna remember those. Diston Recreation Center on my right hand side. We're on Gillespie and Diston. I see a lot of single homes on my left-hand side. Single meaning that they're detached. They're not really connected to any other property, which I guess that's cool for the homeowner. Or at most, they might be paired up with one more. All right, we're on Tyson. Let's see if we can cross Tyson. Here we go. We made it. All right. closed porches on my right, open porch on my left, with a closed porch on my left, with some open porches on my left, with some closed porches on my right, some closed porches on my right, with some open porches on my left, open porches on my left. Deaf child area, slow, children playing. American flags, people taking pride in their country. Let's cross over Gillespie. I'm gonna cross over to the 7100 block of Gillespie. We have George's Meat Market and Delicatessen Italian Groceries on my left-hand side. Drive carefully. Speed limit 25 miles per hour. Watch for children. Check out this Monte Carlo. I like this body right here. My pop got the same body. This is nice, minus the rims. The body works a little shifty. And it's an SS. It has the Super Sport front end. That's the 1986, 1987, 1988. And did it change in 89? No, actually that wasn't the 88, 89. I think that's the 85, 86, 87 body, because my pops is an 87. I like that. I like that better than the new Monte Carlo. I'll be completely honest with you. There's a house for sale on my right-hand side, right here in the 7100 block of Gillespie Street, in case anybody's interested in moving in this neighborhood. Check out this tree on my right-hand side. Is that like a weeping willow or weeping something? Like that tree looks like it's just hanging there. Like it's literally hanging in. You see it? You see this tree? It got like all these hanging branches. I don't think that's a weeping willow, is it? I don't know. I'm not a specialist in trees, but that's interesting. Clay. I think this is Clay's block. Or Clay's old block. It was an older homie from around the way. He went by the name Clay. His son's name was Trey. And I used to cut him and his son's hair. We got Cottage on the left of us. And we got Jackson on the right of us. I think I'm gonna go right. We can continue to go left and explore more, but I want to show you guys the other half. Like I said, we're not gonna be able to cover all of Tacony today. It's a lot of driving to zigzag through every single block. I understand sometimes you guys watch my videos, some viewers go, oh man, why didn't you go here? Oh man, you were only 1 block away from here. I try to keep the videos, you know, an hour in duration. So if it runs over an hour, I usually cut it. I say, sorry guys, you know, there'll be more tours. I plan on doing this more often, so I look forward to doing this when it gets warmer, so you guys can see more of the physical ambience in Philly. You know, Philadelphia has beautiful ambience in the spring and in the summer. All right, so we're on Torresdale and Cottman Ave. I'm gonna make this right on Torresdale. On this avenue, you can head over to the Toconi Palmyra Bridge. On the left-hand side, we got Dunkin' Donuts. On the right-hand side, we got a bus stop. This is Torresdale Bus Loop for SEPTA. We have a check cash on my left, a nail spa on my left, Chinese food on my left, Guy Caputo barbershop on my left. I'm assuming that might be Caputo. Like, is that Italian or something? Wellington. Let's make this left on Wellington, just so that you guys can see this half. I'm gonna turn on my heater a little bit because I think since I'm, you know, talking so much, I'm a chatterbody. My windows are getting foggy. All right, we're on Dyke Street. I'm not gonna go up Dyke because it's gonna take us back to Cottman, but I'm just gonna slowly drive through here. And I'll probably go down Hegerman Street. Now this is the other half of Torresdale that I was talking about. This is closer to the 95. On my right-hand side, we got Jack's Place, home of the best hoagie in the free world. That's what it says. On my left-hand side, we got this beautiful Cutlass Supreme G-body. Beautiful. I wish y'all could see it. It reminds me so much, like the Cutlass Supremes that year always reminded me of the Monte Carlos. They must have been the competitors of each other, but it's a really nice vehicle. Yeah, check out the homes. 2-story. On my left-hand side, we got Stars of Hope Baptist Church. That's the main church on the far left, and then across the street on the left is the Stars of Hope Annex. Yeah, 100th anniversary. They just celebrated one. See, it was made in what, 1917, and in 2017 was the 100th anniversary. So I believe this neighborhood right here originally was Irish. I could be wrong. Check out the gentleman with his long hair on my right, looking like a rock star. Cafe Express on my right hand side. A taste of Italy in the heart of Tacony. So it's called Lorenzo's. Lorenzo's Cafe Espresso Ristorante Italiano. Ristorante Italiano. The heart of Tacony. Yo! Alright, we're on Princeton and Hagerman. We're crossing over. CRV squad. I see a CRV right there on the right hand side. Somebody threw away a whole cabinet set. It looked in a pretty good shape. Could take that to a Goodwill store or to like a thrift store. Somebody else can benefit off of it. You know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You don't know how much money I've literally made off of trash. Literally. Like in my lifetime, I've like picked the most wackiest objects that you never imagine and sell them for pretty good money via like online classifieds. We're passing Tyson Ave, such as Craigslist, OfferUp, LetGo, and more. Those are apps that I just mentioned. And I'm pretty good with advertising a product that was pulled straight out of the dumpster. I can't count how many things I've sold. Like for example, I took this one time. There was this model scale car. It was probably like a 1/8 scale. It was like 1.5 feet long. It was pretty big. It was missing like some, like I would say 2 wheels. It was missing like a door. It wasn't an RC car. It was just a model car. But it was in the trash. I was on the way driving my lady to work, and we were driving through Northern Liberties. All right, so we're on Diston, Hagerman and Diston. Check out these homes on my left. The architecture is beautiful. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that Jim Thorpe tour that I did the other day, the old style house. I won't be surprised if those houses were made in the late 1800s and are still standing. Yeah, so I took that model car, pulled it straight out the trash because I knew it was valuable. I've had over 200-300 RC cars, and I was in the buying and selling and trading business in my 20s for RC cars and the hobby and all that. I bought and sold and traded many things there in my lifetime. We got Logos Tephilia House on my left. We're on Hagerman and Longshore. That looks like a church on my left. Yeah, so I already knew that it was worth something. Even though it was broken and they threw it in the trash, I knew somebody on the World Wide Web would buy it. So I put it on eBay, boom. Guess how much I sold that for straight out the trash? $65 plus they paid for shipping. It's damn near like I pulled $65 straight out the trash can for free. And you know my saying, if it's free, it's for me. I'm telling you, like less than, I'd say 3.5 months ago maybe. 4 months maybe, probably, give or take. I was driving down an avenue. I saw Atari. It was like an Atari, I forgot. An Atari 30-something hundred. I don't know. I'm not an Atari specialist. We're on North Street, North and Hagerman. So I knew Ataris. You know, Ataris are worth something. And it had the box and everything. And, you know, anything with the box is worth top dollar. That's why sometimes I used to hoard boxes. It's like a bad, dirty little OCD of mine. I had to part ways with many boxes like a couple years ago because I didn't have the space to put them. But I used to keep all the boxes to everything because I knew whenever I was done with it, I could always resell it for more. Raw Street. We're on Raw. Or, yeah, R-A-W-L-E. Raw. So, I remember driving down, I saw this Atari, and it was in the trash area, and I jumped out, and some dude was walking back to me. I guess it was the homeowner. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, is that trash or is that for sale? He said, no, it's trash, buddy. You can take it. Say no more. I took that thing. I put it on eBay, $95. They pay for shipping. Boom. That's how we do it. And I've did that. I can't count. I ain't got enough fingers or ligaments in my body to count how many times that I've did that. Hagerman and Unraw Ave. I would have made a left right here, but I want to see this classic car right here. I know many people out there can appreciate this, especially my older viewers. It's called the Rambler American. Wow, they don't make them like they used to. It's such a cute little sedan. Man, that thing looks good. It looks so good, guys. It's in such great shape. I could paint it too, because I do a little auto body myself. I'm pretty good with the paint gun. A wet sand buffet, I do all that. So yeah, I liked it that. I liked that. That's what I'm talking about. I need me a garage filled with classics. I'll be all right. I swear, I'm a young person, but I got an ancient old soul. I got the oldest soul ever. That's probably because my papa bear had me when he was, I believe, 27. Yeah, 27. We're on Hegerman and McGee. Go ahead, sir. You can go. We got Frank G. Dorsey on my left. It's a playground. Yeah, but my pop, you know, I guess when I was in the most absorbent years of my life, you know, they say